I lugged all this shit like a mile down the road to make hold on 1 second. Paprika, chili powder, tobacco. These are what you use for invoking Mars. Today's Mars. Today's Tears Day. This is a Chinese feng shui calculator. It's actually really fucking dope. But that's my pentacle for Raphael, Uriel, Mikael, Gabriel, did have the candle for Luna burning, however, don't believe we need it. Hello. Noise. Now on all altars that I have, a friend of mine was nice enough to send some things one time. And he sent it in this Isis Horus set. That's the Jesuit order though, but this is his communion book. So it gathers a lot of chi through, it's always on my altar. It's for my friend Jack. Take 4 pieces of sage. They will go at the 4 cardinal points. Or actually the northeast corner, northwest, or southeast corner, southwest corner, northwest corner, northeast corner. And I'm going to be doing a rose cross ritual. Appease Saturn. Here's what I do for Saturn stuff. So what you could do is I have Saturn in an afflicted position in my chart in Aries. I was considering doing some Saturn workings and offerings to help out with this affliction. Anything you could recommend? Yeah. Yes. You're gonna need to, if you don't know how, just hit me up on I don't know, on my channel. There's tons and tons of ways you can get a hold of me. My phone number is in the description, dude, of every video. But I have many libraries and shit all over the internet, but I have about 3,000 books. But you only need one book, really, for this operation, and that's to banish Saturn and invoke Aries. You would banish Saturn doing a greater banishing ritual of Saturn. Greater banishing hexagram ritual. And then right after that, you would invoke Aries using the Supreme invoking fire pentagram. I use David Griffin's ritual magic manual. Can't go wrong with it. It's the best. It's better than the Black Brick, I think. As far as like praxis goes, like it tells you exactly how to do ritual. But greater banishing hexagram ritual of Saturn, supreme pentagram invoking ritual of Aries, and you'll find how to do all that from the Ritual Magic MAGIC Ritual Magic Manual by David Griffin. Try both, man. It's it's about what works for you and about experimentation. The offering thing, if you're gonna do that, I would definitely learn how to invoke Saturn. That way, you, it's the greater invoking hexagram ritual of Saturn. That way, you have basically the forces of Saturn around you in the hour. On the day, if you want, planetary hours are actually what one should focus on because they laser focus in on that planet. The days kind of give it a hue, the hours give it a fucking laser focus. Yeah, that would work too. Saturn doesn't like beggars. Saturn is very might is right type shit. So that's definitely not going to please Saturn. That's interesting. I wonder why Agrippa associated Saturn with homelessness. Because Saturn's all about discipline, restriction, form, earthly things. It rules the element of earth. That's very weird. Oh, huh. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, if you see something in Agrippa's Occult Philosophia, do that. What are you talking about, fucker? Why don't you pay attention to the conversation, cocksucker? Talking about, well, things that are above your pay grade, man. Yeah. Um, hmm. We were not talking about worshiping any planets, idiot. So get the fuck out of here with that shit. You go straight to insults. That's how I know you. I knew you were garbage based upon how you can't follow a conversation. So I'm not gonna talk to you because you're not even a human fucking being. Smoke some meth tonight, did you? You're not even the babe of the abyss. If you're talking about worshiping Jupiter and worshiping Saturn and that stupid shit that you talk about when you're 12 years old and you first find out about Gnosticism. My friend, you aren't even a fucking neophyte. Hell yeah. Fucking birds. Yeah, you haven't awakened yet to understand probably a lot. You're still a serf. A human being has sovereignty. Which I guess is what performing magical operation is about. Claiming sovereignty over your reality. So it's really not a compliment, man. Do better. The fuck out of here. Sounds like you ever heard of the Mazaloth or the Mazaroth? R's and L's are interchangeable. Some Hebrews call it the Mazaloth. That is the zodiac. It's also called the Mazaroth. It's actually in the Bible. Thought I for sure brought a Bible. Yeah. Yeah. If If you go to Job chapter 36, I think it's chapter 36. It's in Job. It's in one of the chapters in the 30s. I think it's 36. Yeah. Yeah, it's to become sovereign. Like one, you hear about like the two big steps on the path of magic is like knowledge and conversation with the holy guardian angel and the crossing over the abyss. The knowledge and conversation is it's like damn, I just had a fucking good analogy. Hold on 1 second. Oh yeah. Um, so yeah, so like when you're the knowledge in the conversation is just you it's your subconscious thoughts kind of pretty much it's your yeah it's the subconscious exists on the quantum realm um, and it knows all things um, it records everything you do, everything you say. That's why shit like this making sigils and sigil crafting, that's how that works. It's the subconscious also doesn't speak in in the tongue. It speaks through feeling, emotion. It's subliminal, it's symbolism. It's the language, yeah. So this is a crazy thing. What I happen to, just my personal little belief, is that the knowledge and conversation of the holy guardian angel thing is when you completely merge your subconscious with your waking alpha beta state waking consciousness. And once you've done that, it's like you have a fucking supercomputer AI. Like you invoke the genie, that you become a genius. Well, that could be said. Incarnation of the avatar. Yeah. Once you do that, uh, all like most magic is about you finding out. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna talk about God forms and shit. Um, Everyone walks around slaves, slaves to First is their subconscious. Once you wake up to the fact that you're like you are you're being programmed everywhere you look through color, uh, frequency of sound, uh, every symbols, all this shit. We walk around, most people, and then most people aren't aware that their thought and their word shapes their reality. So they remain slaves, not sovereigns, but slaves to the whims of being an animal, basically. Once you understand that it's thought and word and then action that informs the subconscious as to what you really want to be doing and how you want your reality to form, and then you start programming your own reality, that's half of the fight. That's the knowledge and conversational holy guardian angel. Because once you wake up to the fact that your subliminal or your subconscious is being influenced all the time, you become illuminated to that fact. You become aware, then you understand it, and then you become illumined. And that is merging your subconscious with your waking consciousness, assuming the God form of God, basically. From there, you got the crossing of the abyss, which is hidden in esoteric language, and it doesn't really make much sense. All that is severing severing the influence of the stars, what they have over you in your day to day. They have a lot more say so in our lives, and a lot of people give the zodiac or the Mazalot credit for. Um, yeah, the crossing of the abyss is like, because once you take control and sovereignty of your own fate, as it were, and in magic ritual, you sever the ties of all the fixed stars and the constellations and all that shit, and the planets and everything. When you sever that tie, the surrender of false credentials. It's really the reason why people talk about it being really hard, man, is like it's nuts. It's nuts to fucking it's nuts to take away influence of that the planets and the stars have over you. But first, taking up the responsibility. Yeah, dude, the disillusionment of the self, the Negredo process of alchemy, man, dissolve. Because you find out, like, fucking, it's all bullshit. Everything. And then you have to find a reason why you're fucking. Why, like, why are we alive? What, to follow the true will? And then it's like the true will is the fucking. It's it's almost always the same for everybody. It's knowledge, a conversation with the holy guardian angel, and then cross the abyss. Yeah, I call the true will your dharma. I don't I don't know if this is all lessons, man, because that 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 just seems like it's too mundane, banal. Uh, that that my friend, what you just said, I think that is what the climbing the ladder. But the if you've ever, bro, I gotta tell you, fucking David Griffin's Magic Manual, fucking it's so dope because at the end of it, it talks about what the completion of the great work is, and it's what you just said. It's reestablishing Eden, but uh, yeah, it's dope, dude. It is it's my favorite text on the practice of magic. There's not a lot of theory. There's not really any knowledge. There's no knowledge lectures. There's nothing like there's no flying scroll type things. It's just literally here's how you invoke Venus. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, just uh, yeah, Tikkun Olam. It's basically like making equanimity, I believe it's called. If I'm not mistaken, that's the balance. It's equanimity. It's becoming unshakable. It's a fucking beautiful morning, man. Bang bang. Noise. On the Joe Rogan experience, I was just watching a little bit of Terrence Howard um, spoke with fuck, I forget his name, something Weinstein. Uh, he's a professor of like physics and shit. but it was very interesting. Terrence Howard's a fucking... He's not a maniac, it's just... he doesn't know the technical terms of what he's saying. And Weinstein told him, you have so much in your head that it's like you're driving a fucking Ferrari engine inside of like a piece of shit, like a Ford. And I respected the dude a lot because he straight up told Terrence Howard, like, where he was like fucking, where he sounded awesome, like his theories are sound. But he was like, then you go off. I mean, he said it straight to the man's face, and I respect that type of shit. Where he said, you go off into bullshit, to be honest. And Terrence Howard was like trying not to get mad and shit, like fucking. But to a dude like, to an academic, Terrence Howard kept saying supersymmetry. And to an academic, supersymmetry is it's a specific thing that could be defined in a specific way. And what Terrence Howard does is he sometimes like he fucked up with saying like, he was calling, like, when the flower of life unfolds, it unfolds in these strange patterns geometrically, and that's like his whole thing. And anyways, I would suggest watching that debate. I think Terrence Howard is not crazy. I think that he knows. He learned from. I would tell everyone, read about Walter Russell. Terrence Howard gets his ideas from a man named Walter Russell, and they're in the early 1900s. He was breaking down electromagnetism and he was a physicist. He got shit on because here's something that Weinstein said though that was really cool. He said for people like Terrence Howard, they don't have all the academic wisdom or knowledge, but they have the understanding of the universe, basically. They just don't have the technical knowledge to explain it to, a fucking physicist. But here's the thing about the physicist that's an academic, that are just, they have a lot of knowledge, but they don't understand anything, and they have zero wisdom. Those, he said, guys like Terrence Howard will be the type to, like, create things, change the world. People like fucking, physicists, academic types, people like fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson. If you try to say something that is like, you would have to open up your mind a little bit and understand what the fucking person's talking about. Yeah, it is a lot of rambling, but at the center of what he talks about, it's mysticism. and he's trying to use science to explain it, but he's not an academic, nor would academics write papers on mysticism because it's peer reviewed, and no one's going to peer review mysticism. Till that changes, and scientists that have the knowledge merge back into what scientists once were, which were alchemists. The alchemists said, like, before they did their chemical and experiments and all that shit, you had to go through the same processes that an herb does to break it down to its prima materia, extract philosopher's stone out of shit. You had to go through the same process as that herb, the human spirit. Jimmy Carr, he's a English comedian. Jimmy Carr, he's an English comedian. He said that he was talking about how, like, the Vatican got fucked up because it used to be like, to be a priest you had to be fucking super dedicated to, like, knowing many languages and faiths and just being a master at basically unlocking the genius. The Pope was like fucking a genius among geniuses. Deacons were fucking like, an archdiocese was like fucking crazy smart. Bishops were wicked fucking smart. And they merged their spirituality with sciences. The Church of Catholicism was very advanced in art, physics, science, magic, health, tons of that shit. But because they were the priest class that had to give the last rites to their parish when the Black Plague was killing everybody, many priests and bishops died. What this led to was the smartest, most intelligent, and most spiritually in touch people were killed off because of their oath to perform last rites to the dying. So all you needed to do was, like, have teeth and be able to be kind of teachable how to read, like, Latin. And that's it. A lot of them didn't even know how to do that. And that's when you start to see just all a lot of fuckery. A lot of legitimately fuckery, like kid fuckery and all that type of shit. And Jimmy Carr is a fucking, like, a hardline atheist. So it's cool hearing about, like, the early Catholic Church from him. Catholic also means universal. It has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. And if you go to a Catholic Mass sometime, it's ceremonial ritual magic. Like, legitimately it's ceremonial ritual magic. Yeah, bro. You got there's like a duality in everything in this realm, right? So Christianity, uh, it's purposely set up. Look at like people like Kenneth Copeland and Joel Osteen, these reptilian, like those, like you want to talk about reptilians. Those dudes are reptilian in their thinking. Kenneth Copeland is a fucking. He looks like a demon. It was cool when the lady was like checking him. The news reporter. She didn't back down, but he like turned into like a fucking. His eyes turned black and shit. It was fucking nuts. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what it was. He said that he had to have a private plane because he couldn't be in some tube with a bunch of demons in it. Like he was calling like just regular common people just demons. So he was just that's how he justified. I mean, you're talking to a lot of stupid people. People that fall for that shit are fucking retarded. I was brought up in like half Baptist and half fucking Catholicism. Whoops. But Baptist church was fucking insane, dude. And it was filled with people that are just actively lying to themselves and to everybody else. Uh, people think that I think that they believe that they don't want to be saved, dude. What people want to do is do whatever the fuck they want to do. And then the exoteric, what I was getting down to is there's two things to everything. With Islam, there's Sufism. With fucking Christianity, there's Rosicrucianism, uh, which is that is at the Adeptus Minor, where you have knowledge and conversation with the Holy Guardian Angel. That's also what's called having Christ consciousness. That's what New Age people when they talk about that shit. That's at Tiphareth, where it's 5 = 6, where you become an Adeptus Minor. To become an Adeptus Minor, you have to have the knowledge and conversation with the Holy Guardian Angel. That's what Rosicrucianism is. That's what Christianity is about. It's about there probably was a dude. I think it's kind of the main theory is that there was a dude probably named Yeshua. He was a Essene, which is like in Africa, and he went to Egypt. All that missing time that Jesus is gone. He goes to the main hubs of the world to learn about the esoteric secrets. The initiate of the Egyptian mysteries. A Kabbalistic rabbi. Yeah, it was a different period. A friend of mine who's really into Hinduism broke this shit down. Hold on. So yeah, you're absolutely right. That Scott, God, fuck you. That's crazy. I've never heard of this. But yeah, it wasn't unusual for a dude to have there about like this from that period. Yeah, dude. I actually found the actual paper from the psych ward that I met this one dude in. Men of Deeds, yeah. Doing the great work. That's what the Egyptian mysteries were about, and the Eastern philosophy. There was already like Hinduism was already like a on and popping. Hinduism has been around for a I think it's been around. It was around at the same time as the Sumerians, so Sumerians called their peoples Anunnaki. Hindu people avatars. Oh yeah, I met this motherfucker in a psych ward, and I cleaned out my whole temple yesterday. I just threw away most things. Uh, and I found a loose piece of paper that I had saved from my stay this was 7 years ago. It was the last time I tried to kill myself. But this dude, he was Hindu, and he was explaining the Yuga cycles and how, like, people today only are shocked by miracles because so few people can do them. But these things were not called miracles or miraculous by any standard back in the day, because everyone basically had their genius unlocked. It's definitely that, but I don't know actually what that is, man. Like, I don't understand the Merkava, nor do I understand Vimanas, or is that just traveling in the astral vision? What is transmigration? That's interesting. I've never heard of that. Mr. OCPR. Why don't you go fuck yourself, man? I've been up since 3 a.m. I went to a park and set up a fucking a whole altar and all types of shit, you fuck. Ah. Oh shit. Wheels within wheels, bro. Oh shit, bro. Oh wow, dude. Oh shit, son. Gnosis, dog. Wow. Thank you. Respect, bro. Fuck. So this is the great years. Or Yuga cycles every 24,000 years. So I'd never heard this before, but yeah, dude, it's just operating from a specific chakra in meditation. I've never thought about that, bro. Thank you for fucking demystifying that, dog. Um, Not the precession of the equinoxes, the great astro. So it's like what this dude was telling me was, I believe it's Sirius B, which is the brightest star. Uh, but this is like a Hindu belief. Like Sirius B is a binary star system with what we call our sun or soul or Helios or Cyrus or Jesus, whatever, Horus. Evidently, we're either coming out of Kali Yuga or we're like entering into it. Either way, we're in what's called Kali Yuga. That is when Soul and Sirius B are at the furthest distance away from each other because their path makes a figure eight. They're at the complete opposite poles. When that happens, barely anybody can speak to like divinity. Very few people like are truly about that life, really. It's in Daniel, the book of Daniel. It explains the Yuga cycles. Daniel, he tells Nebuchadnezzar what he's been dreaming, and he's dreaming of like this fucking giant thing, dude, the statue, and it explains like the head is made of gold, I think, but like as it keeps going, the material gets shittier and shittier. Well, like Kali Yuga is like the fucking the clay at the feet. It's the shittiest part. But as we start to come together a little bit, yeah, the astrological energies, the ether in the air, we come out of a very dark period. I mean, perhaps the age of Aquarius lines up with that, I don't know. The age of Horus, the dawning of, the child. So that'd be another Yuga cycle. Like there's different Yugas, but like when Sirius and Soul, I guess, are where they come together, they create that like a Vesica Pisces on the chart. But that's what every ancient society was talking about when they talked about like places like Atlantis and these societies that were like, made the pyramids and with sound in a blanket. Ah, shit. Moist. Haha. Yeah. The Bible's encoded, man. It's a terrific book if you know what you're reading, Yeah, yeah, yeah. Master, how will we find you? I think we entered the age of Aquarius when the radio was invented. That kind of marks what the Aquarian energy is. Those aren't waves like this sigil. That's not like waves in the ocean. Those are like radio waves. It's like a higher octave of the nature of Mercury. All right, time to do a goddamn ritual. Yes. Yeah. Yep. By Kings for Kings. He also says it's a book that was written by magicians for magicians, which a king is the same thing. A king is a sovereign person. Damien Eccles is the fucking man, bro. Yeah. I've been doing a lot more earth work. Uh, Grounding, walking around bare feet, uh, meditating against trees. Feather. Fucking A, right. Hell yeah. I I do the 5 Tibetan rites of rejuvenation every day too. That's a doesn't seem like much, but when you get into the practice of it, it's pretty dope. Oh yeah, Qliphoth stuff. So Qliphoth will invoke the averse of each Sephirah. There's 10 Qliphoths. To live as long as heaven and earth. As long as heaven. Thanks, bro. Yeah. To live as long as heaven and earth. Stuff. Rosicrucian prayer. Go over that. What's up, man? Oh shit. The Qliphothic lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. Qliphothic meditation called Body and Yetzirah. Qliphothic middle pillar. Huh. Cider Park. I live in Cape Coral, Florida. To be honest with you, I don't know the name of the park. I don't think it has a name. My view on the Qliphoth is that it's universal forces. It's the averse. So for the Sephiroth, all the Sephiroth they have a dark side to them, an averse side. Like the giving out of mercy is being weak. Like if you just operate straight from mercy all the time, you're being weak. If you operate from severity all the time, you're a complete fucking psychopath. So there's an averse side to Hesed and Gevorah. Mercury or Hod is very Luciferian. Venusian energy, there's a inherent darkness in that, but it's being one of those fucking there's just the Qlipha of Yesod is called that's where Lilith resides. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, act from Gevorah, that energy for everything, and see how quickly your life turns to shit. Yeah, dude. Absolutely. It's also said that you can get to the Citra Akra from Qliphoth, which is, knowledge. So when you have divine knowledge and shit, that could be not too good sometimes for you. Yeah. It's just the averse side of shit. It's our shadow selves. It's our shadow selves, man. True shadow work is invoking different Qliphoth and binding the kings of hell and all that shit. It's just dealing with your own darkness. Yeah, darkest recesses of creation, your shadows, sir. Yeah. You don't, well, I don't say, if you're, if you're a ceremonial magician or you like to work with this type of stuff, I would say that working with the Qliphoth is, it's an integral part of the work. I don't look at it as like scary, and I don't look at these things as things to worship or even give reverence to. It's things that you have to bind. You have to just getting your shit together, man. But to get your shit together, you gotta know like how your shit was fucked up in the first place. Yeah, reality. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Make sure that thou keeps their feet planted firmly in hell, and their head in heaven. Yeah. Ram Dass, yes. Yeah. Totally tubular, man. Bong. So this is how you do the rose cross ritual. Go to the southeast first. Now we go to the southwest. back to the southeast. And turn around. And you start walking to the northwest. And right above you, midway between, you draw the rose cross above you. And then you draw it coming back. Draw it on the ground. Come back to the southeast, and then you go to the southwest. Turn around and do it the other way. End this ritual by drawing the rose cross again on the southeast over the original one, and you make it twice as big. What you do when you're drawing the rose cross, you draw it with incense, and as you're drawing it, from top to bottom, left to right, and then swooping down from the right arm of the cross, you make a circle. You envision the cross in gold, circle in red. You're saying, Yeshua. And then you can either point your incense through it and say, Yeshua. Or you could do the sign of the enter and do the same thing. Now when we come to the southeast, to end the ritual, we're going to say, Yeshua, making the cross. And then the bottom is going to be Yeshua of the circle, and the top of the circle is Yehovah Shah, Yehovah Shah. And then you charge it with the with Yeshua, Yehovah Shah. And then you conclude it with the analysis of the keyword. INRI. Ignis natura veneratur integra, their fire nature is perfectly renewed. Yod Nun Resh Yod, the sign of Osiris slain, the sign of Isis in mourning, the sign of Apophis and Typhon, the sign of Osiris slain and arisen. L V X, Lux, the light of the cross. Virgo, Isis, mighty mother. Scorpio, Apophis, destroyer. Sol, Osiris, slain and arisen. Isis, Apophis, Osiris. Let the divine light descend. Cool. Oh shit. Morning rites. I did not think that I was going to be up at this time. Hail unto thee who art Ra in thy rising. Hail unto thee who art Ra in thy strength. Hail unto thee who art Ra, who travels over the heavens in his bark at the upcoming of the sun. Qliphoth stands in his splendor at the prow, and Rahor Kuit abideth at the helm. Hail unto thee from the abodes of the night. Unity uttermost showed, I adore the might of thy breath. Supreme and terrible God, who makes the gods in death to tremble before thee. I adore thee. Appear on the throne of Ra, open the ways of the Ku, lighten the ways of the Ka, the way of the Kabs run through. To stir me or still me, let it fill me. The light is mine, its rays consume me. I have made a secret door into the homes of Ra and Atum and of Khepra and of Ahathor. I am thy Theban, O Mentu, thy prophet Ankh of Narkansu. My best Ma'at, my chest I cut. By wise Tanek, I weave my spell. Show thy star splendor, O Nuit, and bid me within thine home to dwell. O winged snake of light Hadith, abideth within me, Rahor Kuit. The Rose Cross ritual is the ritual of invisibility. When you do the pentagram rituals and when you do the hexagram rituals, you light up like the fucking 4th of July on the astral plane. Yeah, it enclose, yeah. So like your toroidal field outside of you or your aura, it fucking lights up when you've been doing the great work. So you could practice the Rose Cross ritual to hermetically seal yourself. When I'm out in public like this, I fucking, I tend to invoke the power of the Rose Cross during rituals or during like public teaching. What is the sword banishing? I don't really fuck with the gallery at magic too much. Not that I'm like above that or whatever, but fucking I think Jason Miller's cool, but everything else is just like it just seems like they're fucking, I don't know, I want to write books for them. What does it do? I was listening to this audio book. It was so fucking cool. Ah, fuck. I think it was called Nightborn or something. But it was about like a magical private detective. Oh, I see. Yeah. What angels do you invoke? Yohak and Kalak. Kalak. Huh. Thanks, man. Oh shit, Book of Sacred Names. I think that looks fucking sick. Yeah, exactly. The Gallery of Magic it's good stuff, but it's like, first of all, it's like, it's nothing new. It's nothing that you can't read and fucking... I think Agrippa's pretty dope if you want to like fucking actually learn magic. Book of Sacred Names. Yeah, bro. A Rosicrucian Holy Spirit prayer. Come, Holy Spirit, fill the hearts of your faithful and ignite inside of them the fire of your love. Send forth your Spirit, and They shall be created, and you shall renew the face of the earth, O Lord, Yeshua, who by the light of the Holy Spirit did instruct the hearts of the faithful. Grant that by the same Holy Spirit we may be truly wise and truly enjoy his consultations through Yeshua our Lord. Amen. Here's another one. Yeshua ben Yosef. O merciful Master, whose kindness is infinite, and whose treasure of compassion is inexhaustible. I trust infinitely in your mercy, which supersedes all of your works. I consecrate myself eternally to you, so that I may live underneath the rays of your love.